सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमः पाणिनिकात्यायन पतंजलिभ्यः शब्द विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यः नमस्कारः and welcome to 77th class today on page 460. We've been studying some subhashitas, as you know. So these subhashitas are selected in such a way that whatever nouns and verbs we studied, they are identified in the poems. So the intention of subhashita inclusion here is only to recall the previously studied grammar points. So I think we are coming to Pratama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, like that. All the vibhaktis are recalled here by way of studying these subhashitas. So we stopped on this page 416 page. At the end, I think you have to take off. So Panchabhihi Saha Gantavyam Sthathavyam Panchabhihi Saha Panchabhihi Saha Vaktavyam Na Dukkham Panchabhihi Saha. So here is a numeral study. Pancha derived in Tritiya Bhagavachana. Panchabhihi Saha Gantavyam. One should go with 5 people. One should not go alone on a journey. See, something happens to a person on journey. If he goes alone, then there won't be anyone to help him out, or something happens to him, then he will not be able to inform his relatives, kith and kin. So never one should take to journey single. So that is the idea. Panchabhihi Saha Gantavyam. One should go with 5 people. And Sthathavyam Panchabhihi. Similarly, one should stay not alone. Staying alone is also not recommended here, advised. So stay with minimum 5 people. In the 5 you are included, or otherwise also. Panchabhihi Saha Vaktavyam. And speak with 5 people. Here 5 does not necessarily mean 5 here. It can be less than 5, more than 5 also. The idea is never keep yourself alone. Never go alone on a journey. Never stay alone by yourself. And never speak alone. You know, if you speak alone, well, you know what happens. If one speaks to himself, then it gives some other connotation, meaning. So, Panchabhihi Saha Vaktavyam. Therefore, speak with people. 5 people here means speak to people, so that people can identify your faults and you can, they can understand you or evaluate you, what type of person you are. If something is wrong, they may advise you. They are your friends. So that is, and na dukkham panchabhisa. So finally, what he is saying in the poem, dukkha, sorrow or misery, cannot stay with a person if he shares with 5 people. So it's a kind of self, what do you call, cleansing. See, a man all by himself may not be so mentally sound when he moves along with people around, stays with people, talks with people. So he will be healthy. To keep up the health, the idea is to keep up the health, one should be a social, as a social human being, social animal, move with people, stay with people and talk with people. Any problems can be sorted out. If one keeps his own problem to himself, never tells anybody, only tells before the mirror, then the problem or the whatever crisis is there, it gets more aggravated. So that is it. Yatradi prasange, that is what? Yatradi prasange bahubihi janaihi saha gantavyam. So when you are going on a yatra, especially in those days, in ancient times when there was no communication gadgets like we have today, so they used to go in groups. Bahubhihi saha vasaha karaniyaha, and live with many people like that, all with the intention that the individual person is important. If something happens to him, there should be people to know it and help him out. That is the idea here. Bahubhihi saha sambhashanam paramadarshikam karaniyam. So you make it a habit to speak people, and that should be ideal. Evam, in this way, bahubhihi saha, along with many people, militva, meeting, karya karaniyana dukkam na bhavati. If you are, say, mingling with people, 5 people, 10 people, if you have some problem, stress or some other problem, then you can share with them. They say, you speak out your problem, then your problem gets lessened. So they may come out with some solution, our friends and relatives. If we have problem, we keep it to ourselves, then it's no use. So if you have money, keep it to yourself. Don't tell that I have so much money. But if you have problem, they say, you should share it. So it gets lessened. So that is the idea here. Evam bahubhihi saha militva karya karanena dukkham na bhavati. Asmin sloke pancha iti sankhya bahulatam suchayati. So he gives in this poem, the word pancha, numerical word, only shows many. It doesn't specify only 5 there. It does not specify 5. Actually in Sanskrit, our Sanskritic culture, more than 2 is bahuvachana. Ekavachana, dvivachana, and once you cross the limit of dvivachana, it is bahuvachana. So when we take pancha, pancha is 500 also, it can mean anything. That is. So we go to next abhyasa on next page 461. Tritiya sambandha slokan patitva adasthana prashnanam uttarani likhantu. We have already gone through the Tritiya, Srinivas, so these are based on these 7 questions are based on the previous slokas here. Kidrusham punyam, pushpam na shobhati. It has come already. On next page, 459 page it is there. Gandhena heenam pushpam na shobhati. So answer is Gandhena heenam pushpam na shobhati. Meaning, a flower without smell doesn't look good. So what is the next one? You can read.
Kidrusham vadanam na bhati.
Kidrusham vadanam na bhati, mukham na bhati. So that is also there in the same previous page. Dantai, what is that? Dantair vihinam. Dantaihi vihinam. Dantair vihinam. Vadanam na bhati. Vadanam mukham. A face without teeth doesn't look good. Next.
Kidrushaha purushaha
nindyaha. Kidrushaha purushaha nindyaha. What type of person is to be blamed? Here you understand, Kidrusha, it's a question making tag. Kidrusha means what type, of what type. Kidrushaha purushaha nindyaha. Punyena heenaha. Punyena heenaha purushaha nindyaha is to be blamed. Punya rahitaha. Otherwise, punya rahitaha purushaha nindyaha bhavati. So, 4th one. Ye kapatena maitrim vanchanti te ke. Ye kapatena maitrim vanchanti. Those who like to make friendship by cheating, by deception. Te ke, who are they? Te apanditaha. Sorry. Ye kapatena maitrim vanchanti te apanditaha. Te ke, who are they? Te apanditaha. Or if you want to say the full answer, ye kapatena maitrim vanchanti te apanditaha. They are the unlearned. They are the unlearned people. Fifth one.
वक्तृत्वं क्या विना
Kaya vina na shobhati. Vaktritvam kaya vina na shobhati. When you said kya, it sounded like Hindi word. Kya with halanta. Kaya with halanta becomes kya. Kaya in Sanskrit, if you put a halanta, it becomes kya. Vaktritvam kaya vina na shobhati. What do you call the vaktritvam? Oration. Fluency, oration, without which what oration does not shine, does not look good. Vidyaya vina. Vidyaya vina vaktritvam na shobhati. That is from the poem only. Sampattihi kena vina na shobhati. Next one.
Sampattihi kena vina
Na shobhati. Fortune does not shine with what? Without what? Without what does the fortune, wealth does not shine? Does not shine. It is vinayena vina. Vinayena vina sampattihi na shobhati. Na shobhate na sadhu iti. Then finally, kim bahun na vadema. For this, parusham bahun na vadema. Parusham. We will not speak harsh to many people. Is it there?
Yeah, first sloka in 460.
460. Dambena dhairyam kopatena maitri parushena na.
Sukena vidyam parushena nari.
But here, I think this is the only answer suitable. Kim bahun na vadema. What is that we don't tell to many people is harsh language. So parusham. So we'll go to the answer. So rapidly come down. Gandhena heenam. First one. Dantair vihinam vadanam na bhati. Gandhena heenam pushpam na shobhate. Punyena heenaha purushaha nindyaha. ये कपटेन मैत्रीं वाञ्छन्ति ते अपण्डिताः वक्तृत्वं विद्यया विना न शोभते संपत्तिः विनयेन विना न शोभते बहून् परुषं न वदेम. Will not speak harsh to many people. So next Chaturthi is coming here. Tritiya is identified in these poems so far. Chaturthi Vibhakti. What do we call in English? Dative case, dative. Do you think we need to write these answers? Fast we can write. 1 to 7 only are there. Just you tell me, I will write. First one, Gan.
कीदृशं पुष्पं न शोभते.
Gandhena vina. Gandhena vina. Okay?
कीदृशं वदनं न भाति. दन्तैर्विहि.
Dantairvihinam vadanam na bhati. Next.
कीदृशः पुरुषः निन्द्यः.
Punyena hina. Purusha, all that is understood. Right.
ये कपटेन मैत्रीं
कुर्वाञ्छन्ति ते के ते अपण्डिताः न? Next.
वक्तृत्वं कया विना न शोभते.
विद्यया विना. Next.
सम्पत्तिः केन विना न शोभते विनयम्
न शोभते follows. Last one.
बहून् न वदेम
किं बहून् परुषम् So these are the answers for them. We will move on to Chaturthi. Adholikita padyani patitva chaturtyanta padani rekankitani kurvantu. Now we have to underline here, reading the poems, the Chaturthi nouns which are there in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Dative case, I was just telling you, dative case it is called. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Now, almost all nouns are in Chaturthi. Ramaya Chaturthi, Ramabhadraya Chaturthi, Ramachandraya. Vedhase is also Chaturthi. But Sakaranta we have not studied. Raghunathaya, Nathaya, Sitaya, Pataye is also Chaturthi. Ikaranta Pati Shabda. This is. So Pati Shabda it is. Namaha is. Why Namaha? Because Chaturthi, Namaswasti Swadha, for this Namaha, Swasti, etc., we use Chaturthi, Chaturthi only. So the rule is there. So Ramaya Namaha, Ramabhadraya Namaha, Ramachandraya Namaha, Vedase Namaha, Raghunathaya Namaha, Nathaya, Sitayaha, Nathaya Namaha, Pataye Namaha. Only Sitayaha is Shashti here. Because the Pataye goes with that. Sitayaha Pataye Namaha. So underline these words. Ramaya, Ramabhadraya, excellent Rama, Ramachandraya is name. Vedhase, Raghunathaya, Nathaya, Sitayaha, Pataye. Natha is the Lord and the husband of Sita. Pataye Namaha. Ramaya Namaha. Now next Artha is given in the next page. Vedase means Srushti-karakaya, Brahmane. Vedase, that is the meaning here. Ramaya Namaha. Rama, so just now I said everywhere you put Namaha. Ramachandraya Namaha. Samsarasya Karakaya Ramaya Namaha. Raghunam Nathaya Namaha. Prabhurupaya Namaha. Sitayaha Pataye Namaha. So we go to next poem. Can you read?
Vidya Vivadaya Dhanam Madaya Shaktihi Paresham Paripidanaya Khalasya
Sadhor Viparitametat.
Sadhor Viparitametat Jnanaya Danaya Cha
Rakshanaya. So here at the end you come across also Chaturthi. Vidya Vivadaya Dhanam Madaya. Vidya Vivadaya Dhanam Madaya. Shaktihi Paresham Paripidanaya. Khalasya Sadhor Viparitametat Danaya. Jnanaya Danaya Cha Rakshanaya. So Khala and Sadhu are here contrasted. In this poem, a Khala, a rogue, Sadhu, a virtuous person, both are contrasted. What are the differences between a Khala, a Nichava Purusha, and a Sadhu Purusha? Now, Vidya, Khalasya Vidya, Kimartam Bhavati? Khalasya Vidya, Vivadaya Bhavati. Khalasya Vidya, a rogue's education. Understand? If a rogues also get educated. Sadhu means nice people, good people, virtuous people also get education. But a rogue uses it for a different purpose, whereas a virtuous person uses it for a different purpose. That is the poem showing here. Khalasya vidya, you take khalasya vidya vivadaya bhavati. Khala purushasya durjanasya, you can see the meaning here. Durjanasya vidya vivadaya bhavati. Durjana purushasya durjanasya vidya kasmai bhavati, kimartam bhavati? Vivadaya. It only, he uses only for argumentation, argument's sake. He uses it for the sake of argument, vivada. Khalasya dhanam, khalasya durjanasya dhanam kimartam bhavati? What for does he use? Madaya. Madaya bhavati. Dhanam madaya bhavati. Khalasya. That means if a khala, a rogue is there, an evil person is there, khala, if he has got money, then he will be using his money for all intoxication. Mada here means intoxication. You can say for his wrong purposes, for all wrong purposes. So madaya bhavati. Then khalasya shaktihi paresham paripedanaya bhavati. Khalasya durjanasya shakti. Supposing the same durjana, the same khala is very powerful. Sometimes khalas become powerful, rogues become powerful by way of getting political power. We see how many rogues are there all over in India, and they are in very important powerful positions. So what do? Khalasya shakti, they have shakti. Paresham paripedanaya. It is only for harassing the enemies, their enemies. Paresham paripedanaya bhavati. Kintu, but on the contrast, Durjana is there, Sujana is there, Sajjana is there, his vidya, kintu Sajjanasya, Satpurushasya vidya, Gnanaya bhavati, not Vivadaya. A Sajjana does not use his education for argument purpose, but he uses it for Gnanaya, for giving it others, spreading knowledge. A truly learned and virtuous person's knowledge and education is used for imparting knowledge to others, whereas a rogue uses it for argument. That is the other. So next, what is there? Sajjanasya vidya gnanaya. Then Sajjanasya you have to bring everywhere like this in the meaning part. Sajjanasya dhanam, supposing a Sajjana, Satpurusha has dhana, money with him. So how does he use the money? He uses it for dhanaya, for charity purpose. A Sajjana, if he has money more than his requirements, then he will go in for charity. Like all charitable people all over the world, they have more excess, then they give away 50% to the society. So dhanaya bhavati. Paresham rakshanaya. Shaktihi, supposing the same Sajjana Satpurusha is in a very powerful position, occupying some power, so he will not harass others, his enemies or other people. He will only use it paresham rakshanaya, and he uses it for protecting the others. Whereas the same power endowed with the wrong people promotes harassment of the people. So nice poem. The difference between these two. So, Paresham Anyajananam Khalasya Durjanasya Viparitam Viruddham, opposite. So, the sloka says Khalasya Sadhoho Viparitam Etad. This is quite opposite between these two people, Jnanaya, Dhanaya and Rakshanaya. Whereas Vivadaya, Dhanaya, Madaya. Paripedanaya madaya. That is the answer. Next sloka. Nagendra haraya Trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. So this is a poem where Chaturthi is used. You can see Shiva everywhere. Ya is there. So Shivaha Sarpam Hara Rupena Dhutavan. Shiva wears snake in the form of a garland. Saha Trinetraha. He is called Trinetraha because he has 3 eyes. Saha Bhasma Lepanam Karoti. And Shiva puts on all Bhasma, ashes all over his body. Saha Maheshwaraha, that Maheshwara Nityaha Shuddhaha cha, and he is eternal and also pure, eternally pure. Saha Digambaraha api, Saha Digambaraha api. That means he does not put on any dress. Digambara means one who has the dik, the sky as his robe, sky robed, you can say. Dik means the Akasha. Digambaraha api. Om Namah Shivaya iti vakye, in the sentence Om Namah Shivaya, yaha nakaraha asti, the na letter is there, na? Tena eva nirdishtam Shivasya Swarupam Sanketitam. So Shiva is, Shiva's identity is indicated by the letter na in the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Vakye yaha na karaha asti tena eva nirdishtam Shivasya Swarupam Sanketitam bhavati. Shiva's nature is indicated by this only. Tadrushaya, such for such Shiva, Shivaya Namaha. Tadrushaya Shivaya Namaha. My salutation is for such a Shiva. Okay? So what are you supposed to underline here? Nagendra Haraya, Basmanga Ragaya, Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya, Nakaraya Shivaya. Tasmai also you can underline because that is also Chaturthi. Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. So this poem totally is studied and given for the identification of Chaturthi Vibhakti. Now Chaturthi Sambandha Slokanam Artham Patitva Adasthana Prashnanam Uttaram. Now reading the Artha we have read these 5 sentences, questions must be answered. Ramaha Kasyaha Patihi Kesham Nathaha. Sitayaha Patihi. Ramaha Sitayaha Patihi Raghunam Nathaha. Raghunam Nathaha. That is there in the explanatory part of that. Next, second one. Kinnimittam bhavati. Durjanasya vidya vivadaya bhavati. Vivadaya bhavati. Next.
Sajjanasya shaktihi kinnimittam bhavati.
Sajjanasya shaktihi rakshanaya bhavati.
Shivaha sarpam kena rupena
Dhrutavan asti. In what form did Shiva put on the snake? Hara rupena. Shivaha sarpam hara rupena dhrutavan asti. Shivasya Kati Lochanani. How many eyes does Shiva have? Shivasya Trini Lochanani. Shiva has 3 eyes. Now here remember, Srinivas, Shivasya Trini Lochanani Netrani. Shiva has this Shashti Vibhakti, if you remember, gives 2 meanings. One is relation, another is position. So Shiva has 3 eyes. If you have to say, you don't have to use here one word also I have told you. Samipe word. Mama Samipe Asti. I have. Mama Asti also means I have, but there will be some sort of confusion. So Shivasya Samipe Trini Lochanani Santi, we need not say. Shivasya Trini Lochanani. Shiva has 3 eyes. So once I will read the answers here. Ramaha Sitayaha Patihi Raghunam Nathaha. Second one. Durjanasya Vidya Vivadaya Bhavati. Sajjanasya Shaktihi Rakshanaya Bhavati. Shivaha Sarpam Hara Rupena Dhrutavan Asti. Shivasya Trini Lochanani. It doesn't take much time, only 5 words I will write out. Sitayaha first Raghunam, you tell me. Sitayaha Raghunam. Next.
Durjanasya vidya kinnimittam bhavati.
Vivadaya. Next.
सत्त्वस्य शक्तिः किन्निमित्तं
Rakshanaya. Even the answers are in Chaturthi answers. Watch that.
शिवः सत्त्वं केन रूपेण नवान्
Hara Rupena. Next.
शिवस्य कति लोचनानि
Trini. Then one more exercise is there, Panchami. Okay, Panchami we are moving to now. Chaturthi, after Chaturthi you go to Panchami Vibhakti. Adholikitani padyani patitva Panchamyanta padani rekankitani kurvantu. So underline the Panchami words which are coming here. So read after me. Manadva yadiva krodhat
मानाद्वा यदि वा क्रोधात्
lobhadva yadiva bhayat
लोभाद्वा यदि वा भयात्
यो न्यायमन्यथा ब्रूते
यो
अन्यथा ब्रूते स याति
स याति
नरकम नरः.
नरकं नरः.
Now meanings are given here. Brute means vadati. Brute. Yah nyayam anyatha brute vadati kathayati. Yati means gacchati. Yati means another verb. Which verb we studied earlier is gacchati. So let us see the meanings down there. Yaha manavaha
यः मानवः
अभिमान कारणतः
अभिमान कारणतः
क्रोध कारणतः
क्रोध कारणतः
लोभ कारणतः
लोभ कारणतः
भय कारणतः वा
भय कारणतः वा
न्यायम् अन्याय रूपेण वदति
न्यायम् अन्यायरूपेण वदति
सह नरकं गच्छति.
सः नरकं गच्छति.
Understand? Very simple. यह मानव यह मनुष्यः whichever human being abhimana karanatah out of his ego, krodha karana out of anger, lobha karanatah out of greed, bhaya karanatah out of fear, either of this either out of abhimana, self-esteem, too much of self-esteem, ego, or anger, greed or fear, nyayam anyaya rupena vadati. He argues justice in the form of injustice. Nyayam anyaya rupena vadati. Whoever calls injustice as justice out of these factors, out of self-esteem, anger, greed or fear, sa narakam gacchati. Such a person goes to hell. Next. Now another poem is coming. Now here underlining is part is there. Na? So what are Panchami? Look at the first word. Manat. There is a sandhi there. Manadva. So separate it. Manat Panchami. Like Devat. Look at the last word here. Krodhat. Again similarly. Lobhat va. Sandhi is there. Lobhat va. Bhayat. That's all. The remaining are different words. Yaha is a pronoun, relative pronoun. Nyayam is a noun. Anyatha is avyaya. Brute is a verb which means vadati. Saha is a pronoun, demonstrative. Yati is a verb which means gacchati. Narakam is a noun. Naraha is a man, human being. Manava. The next poem we'll read. धर्माद अर्थात भयात कामात
धर्माद् अर्थात् भयात् कामात्
कारुण्यादिति भारत
कारुण्यादिति भारत
दानं पंचविधं ज्ञेयम्
दानं पंचविधं
ज्ञेयम् इति विज्ञा ब्रुवन्ति हि
विज्ञा ब्रुवन्ति हि
इति विज्ञा ब्रुवन्ति हि
इति विज्ञा ब्रुवन्ति
हि.
ब्रुवन्ति हि.
Now we have already come across one brute verb here in the above poem. Are you watching that? Brute padati. Just so bruvanti is plural of that. So this is parasmaya pada, that is atmane pada. There is a difference. So dharmat, arthat, bhayat, kamat, karunyaditi. Now all the words are in Panchami. You can see that. Dharmat, like Devat. Arthat, bhayat, kamat, karunyat iti Bharata. He Bharata, Danam Panchavidam Neyam. Dana is supposed to be of 5 types. You give donation on these 5, conditions, premises. You give dana to somebody for dharma, for keeping up dharma. Okay? Arthat, you give dana. Neyam iti vignaha bruvanti. Let us see what the explanation part. Janaha, you can read, Srinivas. Janaha, prayaha, dharma karanataha, स्वलाभ कारणतः भय कारणतः विशेषच्च अकारणतः दया कारणतः च दानं कुर्वन्ति इति पंडिताः वदन्ति. So scholars say that people do donation because of these reasons. Dharma karanatah. Some people may think it is my dharma, bounded duty, that I should make some charity. Swalabha karana. Some people do donation for their own benefit. Bhaya karanatah. Some people who do donation by fear, thinking I have so much money, if I don't give, then people may rob me. A person who does not do any social service, having lots of money, may also fear some impending attack on him, isn't it? What is bhaya here? See, if you are a very rich man and you don't give anything, and people around you are very poor, naturally they will be tempted to rob you one day, because the people with no money and one person with lots of money doesn't part with it. So that is bhaya. Bhaya karanatah. Vishesha cha akaranatah. Very kamat karunya. Dharma artha bhaya kama karunyaditi. And also, particularly daya karanata. Some people do charity because of daya. They have some kindness. They feel kind-hearted to see people. Okay? Yes. So these are it's a very simple poem. You can pass on. Vidya dadati vinayam.
Vidya dadati vinayam.
Vinayad yati patratam.
Vinayad yati patratam.
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 Vinayad yati.
Vinayat yati
patratam patratvad dhanamapnoti dhanad dharmam tatah sukham. Now this is a popular subhashita, you may be knowing also, many people know. Vidya dadati vinayam. This is a famous quotation. Vidya dadati vinayam. What does Vidya bring about in human life? Vinaya. Vinaya means discipline, self-discipline. If a man, so-called men are educated, who call themselves educated, learned, and we do not find a wee bit of discipline in them, what kind of vidya they have undergone? So that is not vidya which does not bring about vinaya. Sana vidya ya vinayam na vinayanvitan na karoti. That is not vidya which does not make people disciplined, vinaya. So vidya should promote vinaya. If it is not promoting, means it is not vidya. And then we say what is not vidya is avidya. Like vidya and avidya. Vidya dadati vinayam. Okay. Janaha, you can read the translation.
Yeah, janaha.
Vidyabhyasatah vinayam prapnuvanti. विनयात् योग्यतां प्राप्नुवन्ति योग्यतातः धनं प्राप्नुवन्ति धनात् धर्माचरण सामर्थ्यं प्राप्नुवन्ति ततः सुखं प्राप्नुवन्ति. So this poem starting with vidyabhyasa, ending with sukha. So you have vidya, you practice vidya abhyasa. You see the word vidya abhyasa means you have to constantly study, be after vidya. Vidya does not come like that. So this is what we also tell students, vidya does not come like that. See, so many boys and girls join schools, but there are so many dropouts also. All are not getting educated, and even the so-called educated are also not getting the properly, they are not properly understanding the purpose of education also. So there are, the number of dropouts is very huge nowadays. So to whom does vidya come? Only those people who constantly practice it, who are seeking vidya, who are after vidya. So, and at the same time, that is real education which promotes, as we just said, self-discipline. What is vinaya? Self-discipline. If you are not disciplined, you cannot achieve anything in life. So, janaha vidyabhyasatah, from by practicing the education, vinayam prapnuvanti, they get vinaya, self-discipline. So, automatically, if a person, it is like this, Srinivas, say a student is there, deeply interested in learning commerce, getting commerce education. He does not care for anything around. He is all the time, his mind is always devoted to that particular subject only, commerce, or science student. But there are any other, there are only two major faculties now, commerce and science, so I have said. So when a student is all the time thinking and devoted to acquiring knowledge in that field, automatically that occupation of mind makes him self-controlled. When one is only thinking of commerce education, and every minute by minute he is thinking of acquiring more and more knowledge in that field, what happens in this process? The mind of that student becomes disciplined. That is the purpose, vidya dadati vinayam. On the contrast, you see, there is another student, imagine, who is also interested, who joined to get commerce education, but who is not deeply involved in it. He will not get discipline, because he is not deeply involved. The fact that he is not, his mind is not attuned to the subject, his mind keeps wavering, and as a result he loses his control and he becomes indisciplined. One is becoming disciplined by way of application, applying his mind totally. Another is not becoming disciplined by way of not applying his mind. If you remember that Gita sloka, Shraddhavan labhate gnanam. Wonderful quotation, but everybody feels happy looking at this statement. Shraddhavan labhate gnanam. A person with Shraddha gets knowledge. Everyone thinks he has got Shraddha. But the next line very clearly brings out the real purpose of this. I mean, getting vidya, how gnana, how does gnana come? Tatparaha samyatendriyaha. Tatparaha samyatendriyaha. Tatparaha means you have to be deeply involved in that. You have Shraddha is not enough. You have to be tatparaha. You have to be tallinaha. You have to be totally dedicated, devoted to that, focused in that direction. Just like the example I gave you, commerce. Be after it. Vedanta, always Vedanta. Tatparaha. When you are tatparaha, when you are totally devoted to that, what is happening? Samyatendriyaha. You are becoming self-controlled. You are controlling only one thought, no other thought. automatically all your senses are controlled. You have to be self-controlled and focused, and having Shraddha, you get knowledge. This is an assurance guarantee given by Gita. What happens when one gets having Shraddha and Tatparata and Samyatendriya, Jnanam Labdva. You know that poem? Jnanam Labdva Param Shantim Achirena Adhigacchati. So after getting that knowledge, Jnanam Labdva Param Shantim, he gets the supreme peace. Achirena, within no time. Within no time he gets Achirena Adhigacchati Prapnoti. Same thing here. Tataha Sukham Prapno. This is Sukham, is this Subhashita says, but there Param Shantim. Gita says the supreme Shanti he gets. So Vidya should promote self-discipline, and that is where it is different. And one more thing in this I want to tell Srinivas, Vinayat Yogyatam Prapnoti. Now when you are Vinayavan, when you are a self-disciplined, focused person, you automatically get eligibility, Yogyata. And through eligibility, Yogyatataha Dhanam Prapno. When you get eligibility in the sense when you get a degree, first class degree in commerce, a first class degree in science, and then you are very well versed in the subject, go to interview, and then you get, through Yogyata you get Dhanam, money. And through money, Dhanat Dharma Acharana Samarthyam. Only when you get money, you will be able to do some activity of dharma. Right? Any social responsibilities fulfilling, be it religious, social. One cannot do without money anything. Neither can you do social obligations fulfill, nor any religious activity you can do without money. Money is required anywhere. So, Dhanat Dharma Acharana Samarthyam Prapnuvanti. People get that. And finally, Tataha Sukham. And finally, that Sukha. So, Sukha is final. So, wonderful poem. Now, I remember one poem from Mahabharata here. At the end of writing Mahabharata, Vyasa wrote so many Puranas, Mahabharata, and he was not happy, it seems. Because by that time only people were not following what Vyasa was trying to tell them. So he said, I am crying at you, I am shouting. So why don't you follow Dharma, he says. Urdhva bahu viromyesha. I am crying, lifting my hands. Urdhva bahu. You know, Urdhva bahu means lifting one's hand. Viromyesha naiva kachis shrunoti mam. Nobody is listening to me. Dharmat artascha kamascha. He says, Vyasa at the end of the Mahabharata, Dharmad artascha kamascha sa dharma kinna sevyate. Why is not that dharma is followed by people? I am shouting, I am crying with lifting my hands that people, oh people, follow dharma, follow dharma. Why? Because dharmat, from dharma only artha comes. Dharmad artascha kamascha. From dharma only you get enjoyment. And why don't you follow that dharma? Veda Vyasa is saying that. So this is to be understood in a nice poem. Now we move on to Abhyasa 295. Panchami, little exercise here, Srinivas. Now Panchami words have to be supplemented here. Manat dash, what is there? Next, Krodhat, I think. You can see the poem below, behind 463 page. Manadva yadiva krodhat undi. Now it is. Manat, krodhat, lobhat, then bhayat cha kechana nyayam anyaya rupena vadanti. So some people speak anyaya. Nyaya, make nyaya as anyaya out of mana, out of their own self-ego, esteem, anger, lobha, that we have done. Okay, next one.
Dharmat
Arthat.
अर्थात्
भयात् कामात् कारुण्यात्
इति दानं
panchavidam. So dana people do 5 ways: out of dharma, out of artha, out of bhaya, out of kama, out of karunya, out of piti. Third one, vidyataha vinayam. So what comes out of vidya? Vinayam. Vinayataha patratam, patratvat dhanam cha janaha prapnuvanti. Are you getting? I will repeat once again. Vidyataha vinayam. From vidya you get vinaya. Vinayataha, from vinaya, self-discipline, patratam, character. Okay? Patratvat, due to character making, dhanam. Dhanat, okay, sukham, of course, sukham follows. It is coming. Dhanat dharmam, next, below. Dhanat dharmam, dharmat sukham. So, cha janaha prapnuvanti. Now, Shashti, we are moving to Shashti Srinivas. Up to Panchami, we have come here. Some poems have been picked up here randomly. There are hundreds and thousands, I told you. Shashti. Adholikitani padyani patitva shastyanta padani rekankitani. Again underline reading this poem. Shashti vibhakti. Punyasya phalamichanti. Read.
Punyasya phalamichanti.
Punyam nechanti manavaha.
Punyam nechanti manavaha.
Phalam papasya nechanti.
Phalam papasya nechanti.
Papam kurvanti yatnataha.
Papam kurvanti yatnataha.
This is a wonderful poem. I think it is from Mahabharata only. Now, you can read the translation with me. I mean the explanation. Janaha punyasya phalamichanti.
Punyasya phalamichanti.
Kintu punya karmani na kurvanti.
Punya karmani na kurvanti.
Papasya phalam tu na icchanti.
Papasya phalam tu na icchanti.
Papasya phalam na icchanti. Kintu vyavaharena papameva acharanti. There is a very, what do you call, hypocrisy of the people is exposed here in this poem. People want the merit, the result of punya. Punyasya phalamichanti. Everybody wants punya phala. But punyam na icchanti. Manavaha. They don't want to do punya. They want the result of the punya. See the logic here. All people want punya. Punya phala. But all are not prepared to do punya. On the contrary, Papa phala nobody wants. Papa phala nobody wants. This is Mahabharata sloka. Source is not given, but I remember. This is from phalam papasya na icchanti, nechanti. They don't want the papa phala. Papam kurvanti yatnataha. But they do intentionally sin. They do wrong things intentionally. But they don't want the result. How is it possible? So this is to be explained. Like if you want a particular result, your means also should be accordingly. You sow a neem seed and you expect a mango out of it. You do papa, you want punya phala. You don't want to sow punya phala, punya seed and get punya phala. You want to do papa and get punya phala. So this is the hypocrisy with the people. So that is it. Punyasya phalam icchanti, punyam nechanti manavaha, phalam papasya nechanti. They don't want the result of, but this papa punya, I think if you view scientifically, karma siddhanta only. You do wrong, you will have to pay for it. Like most of the time we say, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So you do a wrong thing, then you will have to pay it. You may escape this law referring to human law, but there is a natural law, God-made law. You cannot escape that. Nobody can escape God-made law. Nature nobody can avoid. Do something wrong, then you have to pay for it. Say something like you overeat. You are fond of eating gulab jamun. One is okay, 2 or 3 are okay. But if you eat 10, then you have to suffer for that next day. Because you have overdone. You are violated the law of nature, then you have to pay for it. So, nice poem. Now you Shashti put, underline, Shashti. Punyasya. Papasya. Only 2. That's it. Punyasya and Papasya. If I remember, Punya word means Punati iti Punyam. That which protects you is called Punya. And opposite you can take for Papa. That which does not protect you. You in the sense is the soul here, the real person. Next one more poem I think we will do. Adanasya Pradhanasya Kartavyasya cha Karmanaha Kshipramakriyamaanasya Kalaha pibati tadrasam. So Adanam is meaning here Vidyagrahanam. Vidyagrahanam means accepting education. Kshipram is an avya which means Shigram. Vidyayaha grahanam Dhanasya danam Karaniyam Karmacha yadi Shigram na kurmaha Tarhi Kalaha tat nashayati. So the meaning of this poem is getting education. Vidyayaha grahanam, accepting, getting education. Dhanasya danam, you have lots of money, just like we were speaking, but you keep on postponing. I will donate. By the time you think of donating, your body will be donated to Panchabhutas. So Dhanasya danam, Karaniyam karma, an action to be performed. You want to do something, do it immediately. Why postpone it? Karaniyam karmacha yadi shigram na kurmaha. These things, if we don't indulge, do them fast. Do them immediately. Shigram na kurmaha. Etani trini karyani yadi shigram na kurmaha. Tarhi then kalaha tat nashayati. Then time destroys them. Time destroys your acquiring of education. If you delay, that means, see, Vidyabhyasa you should do in a certain age. Age is earmarked, say 5 to 25 years of age. 20 years of age you devote. Nowadays, preschooling and all. So, third year onwards, 25 years, 28 years, you go for education. You must involve yourself for getting good education. So then you have money, then immediately plan out for donating, making a donation to the right people for a right cause. So dana is also very important. You should know, people who have money should know whom to give, where to give, why to give. Datavyamiti yaddanam diyate anupakari. You should give it to the anupakari, a person who is not in a position to pay you back. That means a person who really needy. A needy person only should give. What if I give you 1,000 rupees today, tomorrow you will pay me back? Do you think it is dana? No. I give something to a person, deserving person who is in a position not to pay me back again. Paying back is not dana. That is a kind of hand loan. So, Datavyamiti yaddanam diyate anupakarine tad deshe kale cha patre cha. Again Gita Pramanam. Tad deshe, at the right place, kale, right time, patre, the person, important. Right person it should go. So, dhanasya danam. If you have money, immediately make up your mind to give away. Karaniyam karma, and if you have any work to be performed, any action to be done, then immediately you make a decision to do it immediately. Otherwise, time spoils all these. Your education is spoiled, your money is spoiled, your action is also spoiled. If you keep on postponing, What do we say? Procrastination. Dirgha Satri Vinashyati. We have a saying also. Dirgha Satri Vinashyati means a fellow who keeps on postponing things. Tomorrow I will see. Tomorrow I will see. He is lost. Never say tomorrow. That is it. I think it's okay. No? We'll stop here. Shivam Bhuyat.